My dear children, again it is good to be with you this day. Again I bless you as your mother and pray always that God would draw you nearer to Him, nearer each day in your thoughts, in your words, in your actions. Dear ones, open yourselves to the light that is Christ, to His life in you. God has poured forth a portion of His Spirit upon His people, that there might be a great renewal in His faithful church, a great renewal among His people, a great renewal in the hearts of each of you. My little ones, God's Spirit works as never before in the world today. How true it is that He is present and alive in this world, as true and as real as you have experienced Him this night when receiving His most holy body and most precious blood. Dear ones, for so long the world has walked in darkness. As the years have passed, they have forgotten the truth that Christ came to teach, the truth that God our Father in heaven taught years before Christ walked upon this earth, the truth that has been from the beginning of creation, truly from the beginning of time and before, the truth that is God, always will be God, and will forevermore be God, He who has no beginning and no end, He who is all things for all time. Dear ones, this truth, this precious and beautiful truth, passed on from God Himself through the person of Jesus Christ into the Church, in the wisdom of her teaching, in the holiness of her sacraments, is available to you now and always. God sent His Son into this world to be a powerful force for conversion, to be a reminder, to be a true and new covenant with His people. And yet, when Jesus rose, He did not leave you, but He left His holy sign, His holy church, and His holy body in the holy sacraments. Dear ones, what a great time this is, for the Spirit works in ways unknown to men. The Spirit works in the hearts of people. He works in the church glorified. He works in the church militant, and in the church in purgatory, that all souls, touched by the love, the grace, the mercy of the Spirit of God, will come to know Him, to truly see Him, to experience Him with hearts and eyes unveiled, and truly love Him anew. Dear ones, what a marvelous time this is, for God gives you in so many ways, and gives you every grace that you need to accept His love, to live His way, to live in eternal joy. What a great time this is for the Holy Church, for God, who has created this His bride, shall never let it go asunder, but has led her through many years, through many times, through many struggles. And in this time when you, blessed with such great and powerful leadership, with such holy leadership, have come to see these wonderful awakenings of faith in parishes individually, in the church as a whole, in individual families, in individual hearts, you will truly come to praise God as never before and thank Him for His glory. I share these things with you, dear ones, that you might always be encouraged. How often I have said this to you, be encouraged. May you be encouraged. May you live in hope. This is the heart of my message, hope in God. For with no hope in God, there is nothing. With no hope in God, there is no reason to live. For if you do not trust Him, if you do not hope in Him, and you do not love Him, you shall not have life within you. If you do not seek Him in the church and in the sacraments, if you do not love Him in the Eucharist, you will not have life within you. If you do not pray, if you do not live truly the call of sacrifice and service, if you do not love to your very deaths, you will not have life within you. How sad it is that so few in this world truly know what it is to live. This is why God has sent me. It is why He continues to send me and will continue to send me until the time of His appointed hour has come. The time known not even to myself, that He will cease to send me here and to all places, for it will no longer be necessary, for the entire world will come to know Him, and so many will fall to their knees in adoration. This is the time spoken of for all time, from all history, from every prophet, in every age, in your sacred scriptures, and at every pulpit, every Sunday since. Dear ones, as your mother, as one who in heaven sees the exaltation of the church glorified and the glory of the face of God, I too can say to you, God has great things in store for his children. Be faithful to him. He is faithful to you. Dear ones, then, never despair, never have a lack of hope, never have a lack of love, nor truth. Do not allow yourself to be deceived by the darkness that is a perception in this world, that is a deception of the evil one. For I tell you, there is great light, and there is great hope, and there is marvelous conversion, and there is true awakening. Do not allow yourself to be deceived, to think that all things are bad, and that all of creation is truly without God, for this is not so. His voice, his face, his spirit is echoed in everything he has created, and it glorifies him. In every child, in every heart, young, old, he is glorified simply in their very existence. This is what it truly means to have a love and a respect for that tremendous gift of life that God gives. To know that every soul glorifies God by its very existence. How different those who have faith see the things of this world and the trials of daily life. How different those who have faith see the church, the sacraments, your priests, your bishops, all your leaders. How different those who have faith see each of you when you gather to worship and to pray together. How different the world will look if you would unveil your eyes and see God's tremendous grace, his tremendous mercy, his great will. And so be encouraged, but never, dear children, lose your vigilance in prayer. Persevere in prayer. Pray again and always. Never cease to pray, for you cannot pray enough. It is the food for your soul, for it is in prayer that you commune with God, that he speaks his will to you and makes himself known. Prayer, with the sacraments, a love for Mass, and frequent reception of the Holy Eucharist is the way to come to know God fully. What great gifts he has left for you here on earth. What great gifts he extends to you from heaven. What great gifts he will extend to the world as he does each and every day. What a tremendous gift to allow me to come this night and speak these words to you, even if it is only to encourage you to persevere one more day, one more hour, one more moment. Your lives can be filled with joy, even in the midst of terrible suffering. Your lives can be filled with peace, even in the midst of unrest. Your lives can be filled with love, even when surrounded by hatred. Turn your hearts, turn your minds, turn your prayer, turn your lives to God. Always keep God center in your heart and your life, in your homes and your families, in your community, in your church, in the world. In this way, truly, the renewal that is promised, the renewal that occurs each day when many hearts are converted to my Son, through the tremendous mercy of God, will come about in your heart as well as the world. May the peace of Christ be with you now and always.